So, if you didn't watch my previous video on this, please go back and watch that. I'm not going to be recapping anything. I'll just begin by getting some stuff out of the way now, then we can go into all the new leaks, all the new info, and the autistic timeline of this. The first thing I want to say, and I have pretty solid evidence of this, the Illinois, Kentucky, and NC doxes are all rubbish. I've seen at least 10 doxes of r9k at this point, and I'm certain they're all rubbish. Two unrelated people have already been fucked over by this. I don't know how many more might have been. So please stop autistically trying to dox him. You're all getting it wrong, so please stop. I have ridiculous amounts of evidence as well of r9k's lot spreading fake doxes, so you're probably just doing what they want you to do anyway, and you're being taken for a ride. Now, for the stuff you're all actually here for, I'm gonna go through, break down all the recent stuff about the trap posting on r9k, and give you all the best info I've managed to collect. And almost all of this has been public info. I'm not super deep in the internet, as one Twitter user thinks. So where to begin? Well, over the past 3 days, there's been an anti-trap war, I'm sure you're all aware of, which is really just an autism fest, where in every trap thread on r9k, people started posting all the r9k leaks, posting my video, and just telling the people posting the trap threads to go fuck off and die. Now, I mentioned in the last video that people were being encouraged to post these trap threads as part of some autistic psyop. Now, this is true, but what's really funny about this is that they are paying people to do this. Now, I know I've got a screen cap up on screen, but I did ask r9k personally if they are paying people, and they are, which is really funny. This guy made something like 70 grand on crypto, apparently, and is now paying people to post these small threads. And so what I want to start with is just how LARPy things have gotten over the past few days. There's a few posts written like hentai villains. We'll start with this one from r9k. Now, to clarify, he claims that this post is a copy pasta, but I haven't seen it. I mean, I'm not in this fetish. I have no idea. It might be. My ultimate fantasy is kidnapping a cute boy and locking him up in my basement. I will let him consume nothing but soylent, estrogen, and milk mixed with my semen. I will deny him any kind of pleasure for a week straight, and when he is completely lust-filled, I will descend into his room with nothing but a mask on. Now, this might be a copy pasta, who knows. There's some other really funny stuff. You can find this all out there. I'll put some links in the description, but here's one of the really brilliant ones. There is no victory over the chaos we presently represent, but there is victory over the souls and minds of the visitors and the casual users of this board. I will not stop until every man who dares enter this holy place of ours is faced with a wall of knives onto which he shall willingly fall upon, or a wall of needles which will close in and mutate him into these abominations we love to laugh at. Now, if this guy seems a tad autistic, I think he is. I asked around r9k, some other people, and he does actually think he is a wizard. He is both apparently over 30 and a virgin, but this guy believes he has magic powers. I had one guy tell me that apparently Malfium placed a curse on him, stopping him from getting a boner unless he wears panties. Fairly sure that's a joke, but this guy does believe he is a wizard. So he's not just, pretending when he writes these things. He's quite serious, but there's tons of stuff to laugh at. It's all out there. There's a few important things I do want to cover, though. So if you remember my last video, I mentioned that r9k has changed pretty significantly, particularly over the years of 2015 and 2016. Now, I haven't read the whole logs myself, but there have been IRC logs of the r9k admin called Rape8, and he pretty much admits to hating the typical virgin, depressed audience the board was populated by. I think this does explain a lot of the changes. I know that r9k technically has no topic, but everyone knows the topic is meant to be bitching about women and being depressed, so this does explain why the mods are just not doing their job, because they clearly hate what the board is. Now, one of the crazy things is I was going to record this video last night, and basically just go ahead and say that everyone needs to calm down. There is no evidence for the blackmail and other connections. I do have proof, of course, that there was the harem, which has been admitted to, with a tranny as young as 17 in it, apparently, and that there were people paid to post trap threads. But, of course, this does not, in fact, prove blackmail in any way, and it doesn't prove doxing either, other than a kid called Yozam, which they've admitted to doxing. But in absolute fairness, Yozam tried to get r9k swatted, and also when they tried to dox him, they paid a guy two quid to do it, so I'm not sure how serious they were. Though it is worth mentioning, Yozam, the one they doxed, is not the Undertale speedrunner called Yozam. This is a Yozam who claims he was blackmailed into HRT by these guys, but he's provided no evidence. He is a bit of a freak, and he's underaged. I've also been told he has a tendency to post illegal stuff. I don't know what he's posting, I don't want to know, but the point is, I don't really know how much I trust his word. He's given me a bunch of different stories, really, but he is confirmed doxed by these people, but granted, he tried to swat them, in all fairness. Anyway, all this stuff started boiling over, and a few nights ago, r9k came along to an autistic internet war room. He publicly made an apology, promised to end all trap posting, and denied all blackmailing, and denied doxing anyone other than Yozam. I think the link of the war room will be in this description, but considering there is no evidence for almost any of this stuff, why not believe him? You know, it probably is right to believe him. This whole thing has turned into a bit of a witch hunt. Oh, it turns out there was someone in his super secret mega server of close friends, and they sent me an image of him admitting to be lying to everyone publicly, while telling us that he's not done any of this stuff and he's sorry. Well, you know, this still doesn't mean he did blackmail anyone, and considering he kicked our mole out of his server, it's not like we have any more evidence. Unless we had 2 more inside. And it turns out when we publicly let this be known, r9k was freaking out when we found out he was lying shit, and that he started losing his mind, including talking about how completely fucked he is when he thought someone posted evidence of him blackmailing people. Now, if you go through this thread that he thinks has evidence of him blackmailing people in, there is no proof, there's no evidence. But considering the guy is a bit of a lying fuck, from what I can tell, and freaked out so much at the claim there was evidence, you can take this as you want. I'm not drawing any conclusions, there's no hard evidence of this stuff, and he might be reacting this way, you know, thinking people have put more false stuff out, but, you know, I don't know, I'm not drawing anything. You can take his reaction as you wish. Anyway, I'll put a bunch of caps up here now I've saved. This is going to be the end of the video. You can stay sub to me if you want. I'm probably deleting the videos though, and I might delete the account. I have no interest in trying to develop this channel, and with the things way of blown out of control, I have no interest or involvement in doing any more. I also have no interest in doxing or contacting anyone. I've done none of that myself. I've just collected publicly available stuff and things I've been sent. I also want to make a few things clear, though, before I wrap up. There is still no evidence that Shrabi, however you say his name, the guy who killed himself lately, is related to r9k in any way. I did not claim that in my previous video. I think this is some autistic Aussie poster on Pol who misinterpreted what I was saying that started this. The only evidence that they're connected is from the trip on r9k r9k, but that's pretty much confirmed to not be him. We've got other people claiming that they're posting under him, and these caps seem pretty legit. The next thing I want to mention, the docs claiming that r9k is someone called Starfall is not him. This Starfall person has been contacted by the police. The police, dealt with it all. He's, as far as I know, or she, whatever, is now being escorted to work by the police and so on. They're in a pretty awful situation. I know at least one person's been swatted. These doxes are fake. I know they are fake, 100%. I have spoke to r9k, I know what his voice sounds like, so on his YouTube channels out there. These people are not r9k. Please stop spreading these fake doxes. And even more so, this is partly on r9k's lot. I know and have evidence that they have been intentionally spreading false doxes, so you're kind of just falling into their hands doing all this. I'm probably not going to make another video. I'll make this clear. I have no involvement in the doxing or swatting. I'm pretty opposed to it. The video has all been from public information. One thing I'll say again, Starfall, the person who's in contact with the police now, wanted me to say that they think harassment of trans people is not okay. Apparently they've been harassed as a trans person quite a bit. Now, I personally do think that trans stuff is wrong, but for their own sake, and because I do feel partly responsible, I promise to include that. Anyway, I think that we should, if you care about r9k, that is, be trying to make the board get made blue. The board has been just shit for ages. It doesn't have a reason to exist. It's basically just B at this point. Also, Discord and the police have been contacted quite a few times. I think they're both aware of what's going on. So I'd really be happy if people stop trying to take things into their own hands, especially considering you've all fucked up in doxing him. So I think that's pretty fair. I also promised in this outro that I would put a pixel art snake up on screen. So here you go to the guy I promised that to. It is also worth noting that other people are as deep into this stuff as Raiko himself. I know everything's been dumped on him, and I do think some of his more piss-takey statements have been misunderstood, but Haruka and whoever this Malfian are largely involved. There's a few others as well, I'm sure you can all find that. Malfian, is the Virgin. He claims that this was all set up as a grand plan, and, he's a 30-year-old virgin who puts boner curses on people, so, maybe he is. He sounds loppy enough to do it. Oh, if you listen to the video of Raiko's apology, by the way, you will hear me just talking shit. I'm yelling about white pride worldwide and Jewish influence in the media. I mean, I knew the guy was lying. I had no reason to, listen to him, so, yeah, I fucked around. Also, if someone can explain to me what iFunny is, that'd be really nice. Apparently, iFunny has gotten on all this drama and things, so if you could just share a clip of me there telling people these doxes are fake or something, that I'd really appreciate that. Anyway, to wrap up, this stuff has been some good fun, obviously. I'm sorry if anyone's been indirectly fucked over because of everything that's come out of after my video. I am genuinely sorry about that, but I've had nothing to do with any of the doxing, so I might put new stuff up on this channel from time to time. We'll have to wait and see. A few things to address before I go. I am not Millennial Woes. I did not mistype 1488. Also, I don't hate the r9k user base. I know I was very harsh on them, but it's for good reason. They are subhuman. They are pretty much bottom of the barrel, depressed scumbags, but I do feel awful for them. I have a lot of compassion for them, even if I think they're pretty worthless human beings. I've also heard some stuff about Raiko being American Conquestion, but I've still seen no hard evidence. This could be fake. I want to say, please try and let Discord and the police handle this. And that's the video. Thank you very much for sticking around. I'll leave you all with this.
Down. I've been a fool to myself. I thought that I could live for no one else, but now, through all the hurt and pain, it's time for me to respect the ones you love me more than anything. So with sadness in my heart, feel the best thing I could do is end it all and leave forever. What's done is done, it feels so bad. What once was happy now is sad. I'll never love again, my world is ending. I wish that I could turn back time, 'cause now the guilt is all mine. Can't live without the trust from those you love. I know we can't forget the past. You can't forget love and pride. Because of that, it's killing me inside.